Hey, this is Jon Johnson. This is Tanya Canarte on this side. We have Austin Kennerly over here. This is our July monthly market mastermind, home market mastermind. We are going to be going into some real estate topics, some mortgage topics. We're going to hit them very quick, very fast, maybe not really. But the main goal is to be able to go in here and be able to go over some items of what is happening in the market for some people who are in the market. So Tanya, she's a loan originator. She helps out plenty of different types of buyers. She's able to help out English speaking, Spanish speaking, foreign nationals. So even if you're not a citizen, you don't pay taxes here, bank statement loans, you name it, VA loans, conventional FHA, she can do it all. Austin over here, he's also a loan originator. He also can do it all. He can take care of buyers that are trying to do asset statement loans, down payment assistance, FHA, VA, conventional, any type of loan. Both of these two can both be able to assist you when it comes to that. And for myself, I'm just a guy who puts on PowerPoints and makes spreadsheets. So I'll keep being that guy. I like that praise on the side. I just do whatever I can in this space to be able to help people get into homes. But good, let's go ahead and jump into this. So the goal of this YouTube page is to help people to gain debt-free living through home ownership. Before we get started, what is something that's been on your mind lately in the industry? Austin.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
As far as advice, I asked this to Tanya earlier, but somebody's buying an older home, and it's still got how much life, I guess, on the roof, and what's this question? Before someone needs to replace that for insurance purposes, like in order to get a good rate, or what advice would you give in terms of like planning? Say they got a 13-year roof on it or something like that.
Yeah, insurance purposes, a lot of times they want to go towards 20 years.
Okay.
Sometime around that, it depends, plus or minus. It depends on the insurance company. If you're talking about the roof just lasting and you just living in it, if you're taking care of your roof, and it was installed well, I mean, people try to build houses to be able to last as long as possible. I've seen roofs that are 30, 40, 50 years old, especially if you start talking about concrete, tile, those different types of roofs. So two different questions for that. If you're just doing it for yourself, if it's installed well, you take care of it, lasts for, 30 plus years. But for insurance purposes, that is a very important item. So normally think about replacing it every 20 years. But they have it now to where, the majority of roofs are shingle, where you can just get a re-roof, to where you're paying like half the cost. They're putting shingles on top of it. It's not going to last as long as, pulling everything off and putting a complete new one down. But if you're trying to save a little bit, you can do it that route.
Okay. What do you know about tin roofs? You know anything about tin roofs yet?
Tin roofs?
Yeah.
Nah, let's look it up. Tin roof.
Sorry, I've already tin roofs.
I know metal roofs, but
metal roofs.
I'm thinking Tin Man. You talking about tin roofs? I'm thinking about the daggum the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, but metal roofs, I like them. They're very sturdy.
Because here's this like a forever.
They last longer, right?
Yeah.
They do. There's normally two different types. There's a few different types. You can have metal shingles, so it looks like shingles, but it's metal instead. You also have like metal solar. That's probably the most expensive type of roof, but the whole roof is not only metal, but it's also solar. And then the ones you see the most are going to be metal. I don't even know what they call it. And the other side is metal, but there's two different types of that. There's one where you have like these little black dots sticking out because it doesn't have to be greatly assembled, and those are not as great. And then there's ones that's like it's metal, but it looks very smooth and clean. I'm not an expert in all the jargon for construction. I just know enough to be able to value things. So yeah, those are nice. I'm a fan of metal roofs. I don't know why people don't do more metal roofs.
Yeah.
They do cost a little bit more, but the installation is a little bit easier in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
And they last longer. So it all depends on how long you plan to be in that house. If you're thinking like I'm only gonna be in this house for a few years, and let's say you had tile roof on your house before, most people are not gonna put tiles on their roof again
Right.
because they don't want to put this big giant investment that's supposed to be a, 30, 40, 50-year investment if they only plan to be in it for a couple of years. They're going to, get some composite shingles for a few thousand, throw it up there and just make it last.
Okay.
Good question though. Good question. What else you got, bro? My boy, start off with the questions.
Yes, sorry. That's it for right now.
That's it for right now? Good. Tanya, what you got? What's going through your head?
Oh, I was going back to our first time home buyers programs. That money's going, huh? The Hometown Heroes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, they never got through it. So Hometown Heroes program, which is the program where you're able to get money towards closing if you're a firefighter, nurse, doctor, those types of things. They had an initial budget for it. They had an initial grant for it. And that money never got through.
Yeah, it wasn't It wasn't moving.
It was
as
flowing.
fast.
It was flowing. It wasn't moving as fast. So they opened it up to where right now,
Anybody.
almost every company that has an office in Florida can be able to get this 5% towards closing.
Costs.
So 400K
And
loan
it's still
amount.
5% of the loan amount.
Exactly, up to 35,000. So 400K. If you're trying to buy a home, 400K, first time home buyer, haven't purchased a home within the last 3 years, you can get 20K towards closing.
Down payment and closing.
Down payment and closing. Correct.
Can
So
you still get seller concessions to that as well?
and seller concessions. So this is how people are able to buy a $400,000 home as a first time home buyer and come to the closing table with no money. Like people are still out there able to do that.
An amazing amount less money.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you have your local programs. Your local programs already have that cash. They have a lot of money to throw out, but it's so hard to get that money. You got to be within only a couple of counties. You better get the money. The debt to income ratio, so how much you can get approved for, comes down with those programs. And sometimes they run out of money too. And it takes longer to close as well. So the reason why that program was so good was because it was coming from the state rather than from the county. With the state, the process was a lot smoother, a lot simpler. Pretty much if we can close you on a normal FHA or close you on a normal conventional, there's a good chance we could probably close you on one of those loans. But unfortunately, that's probably going to be all gone by the time we get to the end of August. We'll see. We will see. Well, good luck. I appreciate you mentioning that. I'll say what's been on my mind. I know I've been on mobile homes, ADUs, all that type of deal. But I'm very big right now on just eliminating that cost, that monthly cost, that either whether it's rent, whether it's your actual home. I'm on my Dave Ramsey right now. Just, as soon as you can get rid of that number, now you're wealthy, in my opinion. Like if you were paying $2,000 a month in rent or $2,000 a month for a mortgage or whatever you're doing, now you don't have to pay that. You just gave yourself a $2,000 a month raise,
right?
Or a $24,000 a year raise, which is a substantial amount. So, finding creative ways to make that happen is very important. Or at the very least, make that number so small that it's not 50% of your monthly income.
Monthly income, yep.
You got it. Good luck. All right. So, of course, talking about homes, we are going to get into some rates. So this is going to be, by the way, I'm going to record some videos in here too. So I'll make sure I get a Tanya in it, and I'll make sure I get a Austin in it too. But yeah, so rates historically, of course, they're probably about I would say about 7-8% on average. That's what we've been sitting over the past year. The rates the past 12 months, they've gone up obviously since last year. Last year around this time, it was probably around 5.5, and we've been sitting that closer towards 7 now. But over the last 6 months, it really hasn't changed that much. It's been sitting somewhere in the 6.5 to 7% range, and that can also go up or down. If you're getting down payment assistance, if you're getting if you're a first time home buyer, if your credit's like 590, you got to prove, but you're trying to close, that can go up or down. But as of right now, that's what we're looking at right now is rates around the I would say high 6 to 7%.
Yeah, high 6.
What do you feel about rates right now, Tanya?
Yeah, they've been steady for the past couple of months.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I just priced somebody out, 640 credit score, regular conventional, no regular FHA, and it was like 7.125, and with 3 points, it would go to like 7.5, I mean, 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
I mean,
buyers,
nobody would, yeah,
in my opinion, buyers got to get used to this. Like, there's still buyers out there who need to refinance, who, in my opinion, purchasing would be a better deal than renting or whatever,
yeah,
who just got to get out there and speak to loan originators like yourself in Austin,
yeah.
to just get some initial numbers. But they keep waiting. They're waiting for the rate to get into the fours or the
No,
threes.
say, get the house,
Yeah.
get the rate, refinance later.
Yep. There you go. I agree. Austin, where you at, man? What do you feel about rates right now?
Like I said, just plan to refinance in a couple of years, but then hop in now if you can.
Yeah,
And I mean, especially now if you're a first time home buyer.
you're,
Sure.
you're correct.
That's gone.
You're correct.
How much is the rate right now for them? I haven't checked it.
First time home buyers, you're in the mid sixes. Mid sixes.
Really? I thought it was sevens already.
I mean, it depends if you're doing FHA or you're doing conventional for the programs. So right now we have this is for first time home. So with normal rates, all right, let me do one of these. So with normal rates, you can be able to get, you can go ahead and go to it. For normal rates, you can be able to get, you can choose between about 15 different rates once you're under contract. For first time homebuyer programs, there's only one rate and it's set by the program. And you can only lock that rate in when you're within like a couple of weeks of closing.
Within like a week and a half of closing.
Exactly. So if a lender says, hey, you're in an FHA loan, your rate is, 7%, just know you probably have some rates you can get that are higher than that, that you can probably get maybe some lender credit on, or lender credit just means the lender gives you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 towards closing, or you can go to a lower rate, maybe 6.5, 6.25, etc., but you're paying extra towards closing. While down payment assistance programs, they're going to only have one rate. Those rates do change. They don't change a ton, but they can change. But it's only one rate you can choose from, not about 15. And so on this, we have FHA Hometown Heroes 6.75, conventional Hometown Heroes, it's about 7%. Normal FHA down payment assistance, which is about $10,000, that's 6.75, and then normal, and this is as of today,
Which has gone up because
22nd.
last month it was at like 6.2,
It was.
right?
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, your average rate, people are getting higher rates than this. Like you said, you quoted somebody for 7.1, and these rates are a little bit like, because in general terms, the down payment assistance programs, you're normally looking at, people normally think in this way, has normally been in the past, like a percentage higher to be able to get that. You look, if it was 7% for your normal loans, it would probably be around 8% for down payment assistance loans. But these loans, the rates, in my opinion, are not that bad. Conventional normal, it is higher though. That one is around 7.625%. You're talking about normal conventional. There is Freddie Mac, which is the same at 7.3, but in general, it's about 7.6, 7.8 for that. But when you're getting these programs, you're not getting a down payment assistance loan to keep that same loan for 30 years.
No.
You're getting that loan to get into the home, get some assistance, and then within a few years of being in the home, you refinance and get into a loan that's gonna work out better for you and your family.
Yeah.
But good. Hey, good questions. All right, let's see where we're at now. Can you see that, Tanya?
No.
In Austin? Absolutely not. Oh man, what's the point of having glasses? What you doing out here? I better stop because I may come in there next week or next month with some glasses on and not being able to see. You never know. Actually, y'all see that? A little bit blurry.
No, it's good.
All right. Barry Abib always has great information, and I was listening to him this morning. He was sharing some slides. He was going rapid fire. I mean, he's always going at it, but he was just talking about how people, like, let's say they got that 3% mortgage over the past couple of years. He was talking about people got 3% mortgage over the past couple of years that they are not trying to refinance. They're like, oh, got my 3% mortgage. I'm good to go right now. I don't need to. I just want to keep that. While on the other hand, they have a visa credit card with 24% interest, a MasterCard with 24, Discover with 22, Macy's 21, Nordstrom 22. So overall, their blended rate is much higher than what they're, than that 3% mortgage. You gotta look at all the household debts. So to him, he's still preaching refinance, and myself too, to be able to get all of those numbers down. And just to be able to have one thing you're paying as well. Like to be able to only have your mortgage you're paying towards financial freedom versus mortgage, 5 credit cards, 2 cars, and those car payments are really where it's at right now. I mean, I know people that are $800, $900 a month for a small SUV, and it's not like a Porsche or anything. It's like like a Kia. So, which I respect Kia. These are nice cars. But if you're paying $90 a month, 5 years ago, you're expecting that person to be driving Jaguar something. But overall, refinancing can still be a good option for people. Any comments on this one?
No.
Cool. All right, credit and news. We'll skip that first one. Navigating the long shadow of high household debt. All right. The author's findings suggest that rising household debt service burdens should be a significant concern for policymakers and financial. Hey, Brookings Institute, they're one of the biggest think tanks out there. They just have people who are brains, and they're talking about how household debt needs to be a big concern for policymakers and financial people. 2022 American Household, this is from NerdWallet, 2022 American Household Credit Card Debt Study finds that as the cost of living rises, credit card debt is up. So there you go. Cost of living goes up, credit card debt goes up, people get more incomes, their income goes up, more credit card debt, credit card goes nowhere, and definitely November, December, that is the biggest thing, is credit cards just topping the roof. Americans' debt, this is from CNN, Americans' debt surpasses and this is all within the last couple of days too. Americans' debt surpasses $17 trillion for the first time. All right, so here's another slide that I got from Barry Abib, which is a personal savings rate on the top. And as you can see, people got the stimulus checks. They actually put a lot of that towards savings. They were trying to do as good as they can, in my opinion. Some people went out and bought some things, but in general, they were saving. But as you can see over here, the personal savings has been going down since that last stimulus check a couple of years ago, to where it's probably close to an all-time low right now. Credit card balances, on the other hand, when we get the stimulus checks, those in general went down. But as you can see over the past couple of years, credit card balances have probably gone up 30, 40%. What do you feel about this, Austin? Looking at this right now.
Makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Any questions for you on it?
No.
I gotta stop asking you what you think. I could ask you what questions do you have. This guy, Tanya, what do you feel about this?
It's fairly accurate. Credit card debt's gonna keep going up. Not coming the coming months right now.
Yeah. One thing I love about,
Even now, school starting, people are gonna. I mean, everything's so expensive right now that people have to use their credit cards most of the time.
Well, because wages aren't matching
Yeah.
inflation, they're not going up.
Sure. I mean, it's cheaper
drastically.
to eat out than to get groceries. I mean, you try to make breakfast for dinner, that's gonna take up half your salary. Just trying to get some eggs and some milk and some French toast. I know you're a sweets guy. I'm not speaking your language. I was talking sauce. I gotta speak sweets for Austin. But yeah, one thing I love about, yes, in the mortgage space, you guys try to get people into homes. But before someone even gets into a home, especially a first-time home buyer, a good majority of the time, we're advising them, hey, pay off this credit card.
Yeah.
Let's get your credit up a little bit if we do X, Y, and Z. Oh, let's save up a little bit more so you're more comfortable. Even if you get down payment assistance, you get the whole thing paid off. Let's have you save up some more so that you can be able to have some savings when you go into that home. Because when you go into a home, it's like getting a used car. When you get that used car, you don't know what's wrong with that car until you've had it for about a year. And you're like, oh yeah, the car was nice, but the brakes weren't as good. Had to get that replaced, so this wasn't as smooth. The same thing is when you get a new home. There's going to be something that everything in the home, just like you asked about the roof and whatnot, everything has a breaking point. The roof has a breaking point, you know, water heater, AC, I mean, your flooring, everything over time, if you just let it sit there, it's going to go to waste. So you never know whether your home is going to go to waste. So make sure you have those savings. But we play that game. So when it comes to these types of things, people try to save up, do personal, build their credit card before they speak to you guys, loan originators. When in reality, they should come to talk to you first before they even do these things, because you can help them in the system. Be like, no, don't worry about credit. Credit's great. Don't need to pay that $5,000 that you were thinking about doing. You might as well put that towards savings. So when you close on a home, you can have that savings and put it somewhere. So I see it as a good space to be in as a financial advisor.
Yes.
And that what if
Agree.
simulator is so cool.
What's up?
That what if simulator.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it is great, man. So I mean, these guys are able to, when they pull your credit, they're not just pulling your credit. First off, that's not gonna hurt your credit score either. So just get that out of your mind. The most I've ever seen is 1 or 2 points. And you know, if we need to get credit up, like you said, there's a what if simulator where, you know, our company pays for it, or their company pays for it, and they're able to go in there and be able to say, hey, I want to get this credit up 40 points. And the what if simulator will say, if you do X, Y, and Z, get this credit down to, or get this account down to 1,500, get this account down to 1,300, etc., then you're able to get your credit increased by 40 points. So it's a very great tool. They use it all the time. It helps out a ton when it comes to, you know, getting you pre-approved into a home. Good look. All right, real estate in the news. Too many weekend warriors. How a flood of real estate agents are hurting home buyers. Do too many agents spoil the real estate pot? The Consumer Federation of America thinks so. Roughly 1 million agents and brokers compete. I mean, that's okay, but when it comes down to it, real estate agents aren't really working that much. A majority of them out there only do 1 or 2 deals a year. Oh, I mean, there's people who do it full time. It wasn't meant to be a joke. I love real estate agents, you know. Pretty much half my family's real estate agents, but a majority of agents are closing 1 or 2 deals, and it's coming from a family member or someone very close to they know. The ones that do it full time, they're working every single day, Monday through pretty much Sunday. Sometimes they'll make it towards Sunday or Saturday, like, you know, they're not really working. But like they said, I mean, the weekend is a time where you have to work in this business. So it is what it is. And if you're part time, you can get a lot of work done on the weekend. So they're trying to paint it as a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. You know, if you're a real estate agent, work full time, work part time. Just make sure you're working for your clients. This one says, I'm a real estate agent. These would be the best states to buy property in the next 5 years. All right, that'd be great to be able to see. Probably Florida. What luxury looks like inside Ritz-Carlton? All right, 4 unique homes for sale in Baltimore's blah, blah, blah. All right, so into the actual real estate data. So this is the information that actually matters the most. This is where numbers are at as of 2023. And we're looking at data in comparison to the last 6 years. I think it's gonna be 7 years. So active listing count, that's important to know, like how many homes are actually on the market, how many homes are coming onto it. Because if you've ever taken basic economics, the more supply you have, you know, the lower potentially prices can come down in a more of a situation where it can be more of a buyer's market. Unfortunately, this is the time of year where it's supposed to get very active. Listings are supposed to increase by a ton. We are higher than we were last year by 7%, but it's not some big swoop up right now. It is a very tiny little dip up. So more homes on the market, but not a ton of more homes on the market. And days on the market is going to be very important. This shows how long it takes from a home to go on the market to actually being sold. In a buyer's market or a seller's market means that, you know, sellers have control of the market, and that's normally when homes are on the market for less than 4 or 5 months. And then a buyer's market means that buyers have more control of the market, and that's when homes are on the market for normally more than about 6 months. And right now we're at 44 days, and this is going down almost half since the beginning of the year. Now it's supposed to go down, and all the graphs look like they're supposed to look right now. They are. You know, it doesn't look like a weird year. It's not like, you know, They went up at a certain time when it's not supposed to go up. All the past 7 years, besides a couple of the weird pandemic years, numbers drop during the summertime for days on market, and they go up towards December. And right now, 44 days on market is a very strong seller's market from the data. What do y'all think? Hey, there you go.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Let's see what else we got real estate news wise. All right, so we have the median list price. Awesome. He thought he wasn't going to get it. There you go. The median list price. This as well is also showing that home values have been going up since January. So the big news you're probably going to see in the news right now is, home prices have gone down, since last year, which there's a tiny little blip versus last year because normally it goes up steadily and then it kind of like tapers off from August to December and then goes up steadily and then tapers off. Last year, it had a huge jump off and it tapered down a little bit more than it normally does towards the end of the year. So we're going up right now. The news is going to say, the housing is going to be in a crash because we're less than we were last year. We're more than we were last month, the month before that, March, January. We're just below that one little blip. And come the next couple months, we'll be higher than last year again, in my opinion. What do you think, Tanya? What do you feel like what's happening right now with pricing in the real estate market?
I think so also, exactly what you just said. That give it a couple more months and it's gonna be, I think the sales are gonna pick up.
Yeah. And this is not like common sense information. I mean, my mother, she's in the real estate industry. She's been in for a long period of time. I had to share some of this information with her last night because she saw something that said, Miami is down 3% versus last year. And so she's thinking, this big giant crash is coming, which I mean, I don't have a PhD in this stuff. I can't time exactly what's going to happen, but I had to share this information with her to let her know that, hey, this is probably what's happening right now. Give it a couple of months and it's going to show the reverse. Also, like every market is different. So this is national data. What's happening in the South versus the West is going to be completely different. What's happening in Tallahassee versus Miami versus Tampa is going to be completely different. All this stuff is different. Austin, what you think about this?
I was just going to ask y'all how y'all felt. Well, like it's more about the last one, but if y'all feel like this has been a busy summer as opposed to last summer for this, obviously our region is our little area. So.
I would say so. Not as busy as last summer.
Not as busy as last summer.
Well, no, a little bit busier than last summer, right? Because last summer is when the rates started going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting a little better.
Yeah.
Than last summer.
Yeah, more people are interested, more people are getting into the market. Yeah. To be honest, though, there's a lot of cash there too, though, man. For being honest.
Okay.
So a lot of people aren't. So there are more mortgage applications that are coming in.
Yeah.
But there's so much cash out there right now. And I mean, people were buying homes a year and a half ago and putting down $40,000 over, $60,000 over, etc.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the majority of the buyers that were out in the market. Really? Those people that have cash, they're still out there, man. And to be honest with you, everybody and their mom is thinking about, as soon as they have a little bit of extra cash, they're like, I need to get a rental property. I need to get a rental. I need an Airbnb, etc. In my opinion,
Jon Jones just posted was it Jon Jones? Somebody posted something of where all the properties are, and it was all Airbnbs in his area.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you just see that?
I didn't see that one, but
somebody posted it.
It feels like every other home is either being bought to be a flip, every other home is being bought to be an Airbnb. Especially in my area. Yeah.
I mean, we have to have other sources of income right now.
Understood. You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, we had a little blip recession when COVID first started, but to be honest, there hasn't been a full recession in almost, 13, 14 years right now. And it's supposed to be every 7 years. So that means the stock market has been just keep going up, because when a recession happens, you're gonna lose like 25, 30%, 50% of your stock value. And that causes people to get panicky. They start selling those Airbnbs. And And that opens up, and actually the percentage of first time home buyers goes up during those periods of time because they still want to get a home. But home buyers become slightly more affordable, less competition during that period of time. But unfortunately, right now, there's a lot of those people in the market right now who have extra excess money, who want to buy a home and Airbnb it out, a home or mobile homes. People are trying to do all of it. Even mobile home parks, man. That's probably that's one. Hold on real quick. Yeah, that's one thing people aren't really talking about is mobile home parks are getting bought out. Big time money is coming in and buying for millions of dollars mobile home parks. And there's people who have shares. So in a mobile home park, you can either own the land or you can not own the land. And if you own the land, they kind of say you have like a share in the park. And many times that share can be worth 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. These developers are coming in and buying in parks, and then they're paying people $200,000, $100,000, etc., for their shares. So people are getting bought out, but now you don't have any interest in the land. So if a new developer comes in, they can pretty much say, "I want you out," and you have not too many rights associated with that. Plus, your rent can go up. So there's a lot of things that are happening right now in the mobile home space that's just pushing it more towards big developer rather than for property owner. It's America's a game right now where the wealthy are getting wealthier. I'll say it like that. Price reductions, that's something that can be able to show potentially what market we're in, where if 50% of the homes buyers are coming in and they're able to say I want $10,000 less and they're going with the contract, that's maybe a market that's pushing more towards a buyer's market. Well, as of right now, nothing's showing that number is too high. A couple years ago, it was around 20%, 25%, and even that wasn't crazy high. And right now we're sitting at 14% of homes are getting reduced. The price is getting reduced when they go into contract. That means the rest of them, they're either coming in at the price or they're coming in over the price. So, in whatever market you're in, it could be completely slightly different, but just understand in general, people are still bidding over asking price, not 40, 50,000, but still maybe 5, 10, 15,000 over asking price. Any questions on that? Cool. Any recommendations, suggestions? All right. Tanya's like, yo, let's go. Tanya's gonna get to the baby parties. All right. My general concluding national data, single listings, more homes built as a solution, business as usual is what's going on. But just know that you're competing with investors and big time companies a lot of time for these properties. June 2023 regional statistics versus pre-pandemic. So this kind of breaks down the national data into either the Midwest, the Northeast, the South, and the West. As you can see with active listings versus pre-pandemic, we are down pretty much 40 to 60% across the board. So hardly no homes are on the market right now compared to before the pandemic. And it's good to be able to do those type of stats because the last few years, stats have been kind of weird. So we comparing them towards pre-pandemic because those are the last time we had normal years. Median list price though versus pre-pandemic, up pretty much 40%, 35 to 40% across the board, which means if you bought a home around 1920, your home is probably going up 40% in value over the last 4 or 5 years. Median list price, median days on market, overall pretty much down around 10 days across the board. In the West, they're up 1 day, but that's not significant at all. But all numbers are showing that we're in a stronger real estate market than we were in before the actual pandemic.
COVID, yeah.
Yep. You got any feels on this?
No, good information.
Cool. You got it. Any thoughts, any questions? You writing stuff down? I gotta start reading Austin's notes. We're doing this.
He's good with taking notes.
He is. Don't look at your notes. Those your private notes. You know what I do? I write backwards. If I'm trying to write a note that I'm not trying to have nobody read, I'm not even trying to read it either. I'll write it backwards, and people can't really read that way. That's also a good way if you're, 13-year-old trying to tell a girl you like them. Now she got to go to the mirror And you're in the mirror. Oh, that's what he said. When you're 5 years old, you like me? Put
yes
two
or
boxes,
no.
yes or no.
Maybe? What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the numbers?
You are now married. It was goofy like that. It was never. You eat square pizza rather than circle pizza. What's up with pizza with you? You remember that growing up? I forgot how big a deal that was. I walked into my kids' school and it was like some kids had the circle pizza, some kids had the triangle pizza. You know,
Triangle pizza, the rectangle pizzas.
You talking about in the lunch line?
Yeah, rectangle pizzas.
Yeah, rectangles.
Yeah. They weren't squares, they were rectangles, like the little Elio's or something, Elliot's pizza. That was my school.
Were the pepperonis like this, like the little squares,
I don't remember.
or actual pepperonis?
I don't know if I like
You were cheese?
pepperoni. You know what was my meal for high school? It was a turkey sandwich with like extra mayonnaise.
Turkey sandwich in high school?
And two things of chocolate milk.
I got it.
Chocolate.
Yeah, but turkey sandwich?
Yeah, turkey sandwich.
You gotta get back to the cheese pizza. We gotta make it more simple. You remember what you were?
Middle school? It was.
I was talking high school, I wasn't talking middle school.
Oh, high school? High school, I usually just like laugh. So I'd go to like Sonny's barbecue or check.
Wow, I can't talk to y'all.
Well,
Y'all from a different dimension than where I came from.
But that was like, we would go up the block to McDonald's. That's when I used to eat McDonald's. Then it was like the 2 cheeseburger meal.
Yeah, but that was like a couple dollars back then.
You put French fries on it with some sweet and sour.
Sure.
It's delicious.
If that makes you happy, Tanya. If that makes you happy. My boy Austin says Sonny's.
I don't eat McDonald's no more.
Which, by the way, Sonny's kids meal. If you don't know about it, like $5-6. You get like garlic bread. I mean, you get pretty much everything because Sonny's portion is like this, so you still get a good, decent meal. I tip more when I do that.
I'd get the super combo. I'd get the brisket, pulled brisket
In high school.
Pulled pork, ribs, fries, double fries,
And dessert.
Then I'd get the cornbread, and you gotta get the dessert. You gotta get the big jug of pink lemonade.
Dude, I was trying to get $5 to put gas in my car. That's what I was trying to do. My boy was going out to Sonny's and living his best life, man. All right. So manufactured homes, I'll just briefly mention this. They're about half the price of existing homes. So you can get a brand new manufactured home, put on solid foundation. For if you're getting, less than 1,000 square feet, so single wide, you can get that for less than 100,000. And if you're trying to get a brand new double wide, so probably around 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 square feet, you're getting that normally for around 150, 160. And your new builds right now for single family are probably around, 4, 5, 6, 700,000. So it's a good deal, in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of it. Accessory dwelling units. You have a family member that has a home or land, throwing one of these things on the home or land in the back. Almost all zoning districts allow for this, to put an additional property in your backyard. So, I mean, trying to find a home, you're finding, like, especially in Tampa and Florida, you find these homes that are maybe 1,400, 1,500 square feet. They need some work done, and you still got to pay $350,000 for that property. While if you go into these routes, you get an accessory dwelling unit, you're paying $60,000 for it. You put it in your family member's backyard, now you can be able to go inside for dinner, maybe snacks and groceries, but yet you still have your own space to be able to do your own thing. So it's a very good market. Keep that in your, thoughts when you're thinking about homes. Refinancing scenario. I mean, it's just good to appreciate it, man. So it's just good to understand, Austin. It's just good to understand that refinancing is still an option. If your home was worth $200K, which the majority of homes are worth more than that, but for the sake of this example, and the max loan amount you could do on a refinance, you have to keep
20%.
You got it. So the loan has to be at 160K. So if your current loan is at 120,000, just understand if your current loan is 120,000, home is valued at 200,000, you can get back maximum, let's say $40,000. Let's say you want a new roof or a roof over, $10,000 towards that. Credit card debt, $10,000 towards that. Car debt, $10,000 towards that. That leaves you with $30,000 being paid. That leaves you with saving about $1,000 a month, and you still having $10,000 going towards savings. It's just an overall good solution for many people. I mean, if you have no debt, no credit cards, and you only have your home, got it. Don't refinance. That's probably not the one for you unless you're going to a 15-year mortgage. Then look at those numbers, because a lot of times you can be able to get a much better deal on a 15-year mortgage. You can almost save an entire percentage point on 15 versus 30 year, and you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest over life and loan. But overall, refinances should still be thought about for your average person. And you can refinance this year, and let's say the interest rate is 7%. 2 years from now, if interest rates go down to 5%, 4%, you can refinance again. Like keep marrying a home and then dating a rate, and then finally you'll find that forever home, and you get to a 15-year mortgage and you pay that off and you're good to go. Anything on this?
No, I like refis.
Cool. You got it.
Yeah.
Anything for you on this?
Oh, I don't know. It's fine.
Bro.
How do you feel about HELOCs for paying down debt?
Just get the numbers.
Yeah.
Just get the numbers.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. It's not costing you anything but a 1 or 2 point hit on your credit. And that means absolutely nothing in the credit business. So get the numbers. It can benefit some. It cannot benefit others. One thing that's good about it, I only recommend it really for the people who are good on their finances. Like if you're someone that you don't struggle with finance, you don't struggle with day to day, it's great because you don't have credit card issues because you're pretty much turning your home into a credit card, and you can start off with $0, and at any point in time, you can take out 25, 50, etc. From your home. Now you got to pay that down the same way you would a credit card. So it can be very good for people, especially people who are trying to invest in other different things, and you want to be able to get quick cash. It can be able to help out with that, but I don't recommend that for your average person who.
But it's not a solution for you to pay down debt.
No, I don't recommend it for paying
No,
down debt.
refinance would be better for that.
You're correct. If you're trying to pay down debt, you're playing that game, the simple, easy game. You go ahead and refinance. Good look. Good question, bro. Any other questions, man? You got it. You gonna save them for basketball tomorrow? You gonna bring them out? Hey, John. Another question. First time home buyer scenario. Purchase price $400,000, 3.5% down. It's $14,000. That's normally what you're putting down as a down payment. It's about 3.5%. Closing costs 3%. There's always a total cash to close. It doesn't matter what program you're doing. Whether it's some county down payment assistance, state down payment assistance, it doesn't matter what program you're going with. There's always a total cash that we need to find money for the close. So in this situation, $400,000 property, let's say $26,000 to close. Now, let's say you get some state down payment assistance, ends up being about $20,000 toward that closing. Let's say you end up getting some assistance, whether it's from the seller, whether it's from the lender, that's going to save you $6,000. So overall, from seller credit too, you can potentially be able to come to closing with $1,000 if you combine all these different methods.
Yeah.
So
and I've seen it done.
Yeah. What we're doing is like, but
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the lenders are doing. It's not just, all right, you're pre-approved, go find a home. Your first time home buyer, we're normally trying to find money somewhere to help you get some assistance. Whether it's from a gift from a family, people have asked their family members, hey, don't do this on your own. The toughest deals, when I was doing lending more, and they could probably attest as well too, are the people who are like, they have a good family and they don't really want to be around their family during the process. They're trying to do it on their own. They're trying to not have too much help. It makes it very tough to go through the process if you're on your own. Now, don't listen to those people for what you should do with your mortgage or what you should do for, the real estate. That's what your real estate agent is for. That's what your lender is for. But when it comes to a potential gift, $5,000, $10,000, etc., you never know who actually wants to give you that money. People want to help you out through the process.
Right.
You got it. So asking people, speaking with lenders that want to do these, because I'll be honest with you, a majority of lenders do not want to do down payment assistance programs. They don't know how to do them. They never really close them. They may be on a sheet of paper that says, they're allowed to close them, but they don't do them. They don't like doing them, etc. So working with lenders who are pretty much closing these loans every single month, it's a good deal. Yep, and there's some more about the programs. We'll go more to the niche programs since we haven't spoken so much about that. Tanya, can you tell us a little bit about these niche programs, how they work?
Yeah, these are the what are they called again? Not niche, the other word.
There you go.
Brokered loans,
There you
yeah.
go, Austin.
The bank statement programs, no income, no docs, investment loans. They're pretty good. Usually a point or two higher, right? Than our
Correct.
interest rates. But it is another option for people who are self-employed. They can go with the no interest, not the no interest, but the no doc loan, investment loan.
Yeah. A lot of these loans are for people who have cash, but they have one thing that's stopping them from getting pre-approved a normal conventional way. Whether they have very low credit or no credit, whether it is we're not able to show their income, they make $200,000 a year, but on their taxes they've written off everything to where it shows they only make $10,000 or $20,000 a year. So they actually have income, but with your normal loan,
That's where you pull in the bank statements.
That's where
Calculate
you
your
pull
income
the-
there.
exactly. Now with these loans, you're normally not putting down 3%, 3.5%, or
You're
even
putting down
5%.
20%.
You're putting down more, but it does give you an option. If somebody lives in the States, but their business is out of the States, they don't pay taxes here. They may still want to get a home in the States. You can get maybe a foreign national deal. You're putting down more, but at least you can be able to get their home over here. If you're talking about, medical doctor loans, jumbo loans, etc., construction to perm loans,
Foreign nationals.
There's a lot of different loans. And once again, other lenders aren't doing this.
Right.
They're not touching these. They only want to do conventional and sometimes FHA.
They're a little harder.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
That's why.
They're a little bit harder. You gotta have a processing team that understands what they're doing, an underwriting team that knows what they're doing. The communication is going to be not as smooth because you have less control in the
Right.
process.
We don't have control. We're dealing with another lender and we're up to their turn times, their everything.
Yeah. But if you have patience and cash,
I have patience.
there you go. Well, the buyers have patience. And
Sorry.
that's and the real estate agent,
Patient.
we need everyone to have patience for these loans. Couple things to think about after the purchase, and we're getting towards the end right now. You can file for Homestead now. You don't have to wait until March to be able to do that. So as soon as you get into the home, as long as you have a Florida's driver's license, those types of things, you can either do it online at your county website, or you can go in person to be able to try to file for Homestead. That's going to save you a lot. It's not going to save you a lot right now.
But when they redo the assessment.
Exactly. Also understand that these homes are going up $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 in value over the last, 4 or 5 years. So if you're buying a home right now, most likely the other person had the home homesteaded and the taxes were way lower. So just understand that when you get that new home, those taxes are going to probably double. It's not going to be this year. Your taxes come out in November, and you normally get an estimate around August of what your taxes are going to be. But if you bought a home, within the last few months, you're going to get a statement in August that says, "Hey, this is what your projected taxes are going to be." It's going to look similar to what the person before you was, but come next August, you're going to get another trim, and just be prepared, be ready for it. Many times, lenders and real estate agents don't talk about that, but just know that whatever monthly payment you're preparing for, it's probably going to go up $300-400 a month just because of that.
Yeah.
Good. Any questions on that? Any suggestions, remarks?
No, but definitely do your homestead. I've had some some borrowers get stuck and hey, my taxes went up a couple of grand. Could you finish your homestead?
Yeah. Yeah. Homestead makes it to where your home can go up more than 3% in a year. And it's going to go up at least 3% almost every single year. Just the land value is going up 5, 6, 7% every single year. So that caps it to where if your home is worth $300,000, it won't go above $309,000 assessed value the next year. While in reality, your home might have gone up $20,000, you won't get taxed on an additional $20,000. It's you only get taxed on an additional $9,000. So In a 1 year time span is not the biggest thing, but over, let's say, a 10-year time span where your home's going from being worth 300,000 being worth 500,000, that's gonna be a very big difference for you. All right, final thoughts. Ran through that.
We did.
Trying to conserve some time since it's some fun time setting up today. But yeah, we talked about rates, we talked about real estate, we talked about some programs buyers can get into, a little bit on mobile homes and things of that nature. What's your final thoughts?
I think this was a good, even though it was quick and easy and fast, but yeah, I think we got some good information out there
Good.
for everybody.
Good. Austin, what's your feels?
Ditto.
Ditto? Any final questions for Austin?
No.
You got stars on your paper, man. Any final questions? You got the stars, man.
Yeah, you're dropping knowledge, you know.
You know what's crazy? I don't know because I'm a little bit stubborn, but when I was growing up for the longest time, I never did the that star. I did this star.
That takes so much more time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a sprinkles guy either, so
No one should be.
no one should be. That's the first sin. They got taken out of the Bible.
But if you want texture, Oreos, Reese's, peanut butter, peanuts, whatever.
Yeah,
Sprinkles are tasteless garbage.
just garbage.
They're garbage.
If you ever go in your kitchen right now, open up the cabinet, if there's any sprinkles in there, do everyone a favor. If you go to the ice cream shop and you see sprinkles on their counter for you to use, just grab it and just toss in the trash. And do everyone a favor.
Yeah. They were there for show. Nobody uses them.
Is there as decorations? People don't know that. Sprinkles aren't actually edible.
Yeah.
They're decorations.
The decoration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fun times.
Fun time.
Fun time. All right. So I appreciate the chats. It was a fun time. And you all have a great rest of your day.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.